And we'll begin. Adequate notice of this March 13th, 2014 meeting has been provided in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act by posting written notice and agenda of this meeting on the bulletin board in the Municipal Building 1000, Route 10, Township of Hanover, and by hand delivering, mailing, and faxing such agenda and notice to the following newspapers: Morris County's Daily Record, the Star Ledger, the Hanover Eagle, and by filing same with the Township Clerk. I have a roll call.
Yes, sir. Okay. Committeeman Gallagher.
Here.
Committeeman Faramasca.
Here.
Committeeman Bruno left, he is sick. Committeeman Capola.
Here.
And Mayor Francioli.
Here.
4 members in attendance, sir.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, would you all please rise, those that can, and join me in a pledge of allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Okay. Where am I, Joseph? Right here. Okay. You want to do your first proclamation? All right. We have one proclamation. Is this it?
That's it.
We have a proclamation proclaiming the month of April 2014 as National Autism Awareness Month in Hanover Township. This is sponsored by Care One, and okay. I'm sorry. Care One is. I'm being corrected. Okay, we will have done. On the proclamation, and by the way, I'll offer it. Have a second on the offer?
Second.
Okay.
On.
All right, Joe, do you want to read this by title, or you want
Sure.
to? Go ahead.
Yes, we have a proclamation of the Township Committee of the Township of Hanover proclaiming April 2014 as National Autism Awareness Month in Hanover Township, and urging all members of the community to become better educated on the subject of autism spectrum disorders. Whereas autism is a pervasive developmental disorder affecting the social, communication, and behavioral skills of those affected by it. And whereas as more health professionals become proficient in diagnosing autism, more children are being diagnosed on the autism spectrum, resulting in rates as high as 1 in 88 children nationally and 1 in 49 in New Jersey. And whereas while there is no cure for autism, it is well documented that if individuals with autism receive treatment early in their lives, it often is possible for those individuals to lead significantly improved lives. And whereas individuals with autism often require a lifetime of specialized and community support services to ensure their health and safety and to support family resilience as they manage the psychological and financial burdens autism presents. And whereas Autism New Jersey is spearheading an awareness effort in order to educate parents, professionals, and the general public about autism and its effects. And whereas the Township Committee recognizes the seriousness of autism as pervasive developmental disorder and desires to bring to the attention of the Hanover Township community about the importance of educating the public about autism and its effects. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Township Committee of the Township of Hanover in the County of Morrison, State of New Jersey as follows. 1, the governing body hereby proclaims April 2014 as National Autism Awareness Month in Hanover Township and urges all employees and residents to participate in National Autism Awareness Month activities in order to become better educated on the subject of autism spectrum disorders. Signed, Ronald F. Francioli, Mayor, on behalf of the Township Committee. And on roll call, Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Faramasca.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
And Mayor, we have a representative here tonight, Ms. Antoinette Dominici Fifoot, and I believe she's here to
Antoinette, you got
represent the Autism Foundation.
Okay. Antoinette, will come on up. We'll present this to you and let them take a photo of you at the same time so that you can get some.
So we go from there.
Now you're sensible using an iPhone. No, I'm getting another one. The chip will get you something that works. What? Oh, good. Good. There you go. The best of luck with it, okay? Very good. Okay, we have some other nice duties before us today. We are honored, and I use that word correctly, to present to an individual who has served this township for well over 20 years on the Hanover Sewerage Authority. Not only do we all know Mr. O'Brien as with his involvement in our township, we know him as a personal friend of Hanover Township for a lot of years. A good friend, a good neighbor, involved in so many different organizations. And it's our pleasure to recognize all those years of service, but it's a mixed emotion type of thing when you do this, because having served so many years with us, John will be missed. I know he will be missed on the Hanover Sewerage Authority. And John, I'd like you to come forward with this, and I'm going to share the presentation of this with John Faramosca, who is our representative on the authority. But John, why don't you come up with the family?
Okay.
Joe?
What about the chair? Chair of the authority.
Would it be inappropriate to have
It would be
Bob as well as another
appropriate
member?
to have as many members of the authority as we've got here. Hey, listen, how do you get? Good. How do you get this? There? That's a nice one. Okay. John, again, it's our pleasure. I know John is so conservative. To present you. We appreciate it all. We know where you are.
Congratulations, John. You did a great job. Great job.
I'm worried to the mission.
Shot you there, and we'll let you find a place on the wall. Good?
No.
Very good.
Mr. Mayor, well, do you mind if I just acknowledge?
You acknowledge your HSA.
Well, first of all, 20 years is a long time, and I know that that's not nearly as long as some other people who are going to be honored here tonight. But when I think back, you were probably on the Township Committee when I was brought onto the Sewerage Authority. Mike was with the Sewerage Authority as the Executive Director before I came on. And I can't tell you how much a pleasure it's been to work with Mike and the entire Sewerage Authority staff. Pardon me. Not only their professionalism, but their proficiency. I mean, as a businessman, I always look at what can be accomplished and then go out and see if we can do that. And Mike and the superintendent and so forth, it's unbelievable. I think it's a very undervalued asset by much of Hanover Township. Mr. Chairman, you became the chairman because you were very good at it, and because you were so good at it, nobody else wanted to do it. But it's been a pleasure to serve with the members of the authority currently and previously, and it was really a privilege to work with the township this way.
John, we echo it, we really do. We're proud of the authority, and since John had approached this and speaking of the authority, proud to the award-winning authority that it is here in the nation. And I always boast about the fact how well-run we are, how efficient we are, and you know, always have our little arm wrestling matches with all new applicants, developers that come in. But in the end, I think everyone understands that Hanover Township's the best deal in the area, and there's no doubt about that. And when it comes to our authority, you do a wonderful job, one of the best, and you're one of the reasons why, John.
Thank you very much.
We're going to miss you. We'll get you involved with something else. How about planning? We're an adjuster?
Well, there's a divorce lawyer living in the house.
He's mine.
Mr.
Mayor, I'd like to add something.
George?
Yeah, I would like to, John, I would like to add a point. I first met John, now don't you dare leave. I first met John in 1988 when I joined the Knights of Columbus. John has been an extreme asset to HSA, but John's involvement has gone way beyond that. And he was a Grand Knight, former district deputy. He taught me a lot when I assumed those positions. And now John has moved on. He's still very active with the Knights, but both he and Jerry, John is president of the fire company for Cedar Knolls, and Jerry is, congratulations, a member of the EMT, which is one heck of an achievement. So again, John, both you have always been an inspiration to me. I've always enjoyed your company, and I appreciate, and I know the committee and everyone in the community, thank you for all you've done, not just with HSA, but your whole career with volunteering for this township. God bless
Thanks,
you.
George. John's still color guard, right? Casey, color
Yeah,
guard?
John is
Still with the color guard too, yeah?
yeah, we don't get him out to enough calls, though.
Keep it up, John, you're gonna need one of my lawyers. Okay. On this evening, it's also our honor to make another presentation. And this is a gentleman who has served in the employ of Hanover Township for 31 years. And I've known Patrick all of those 31 years because I got him beat with a few more years on him. But Pat, this year, will be retiring from Hanover Township, and we wish him the very best in all that he does. And we'd like to make this presentation at this time. Again, upon the retirement, and grateful recognition for 31 years of dedicated service to the residents of our township. This is Pat's service on the Department of Public Works, Buildings and Grounds, and Parks Maintenance. So, Pat, come on up here. Raise the light. I know, my wife said the same thing. You have a meeting or something? Front page on this one, Jim.
No, front page photos.
There you go.
Okay.
Double front page. Special edition.
All right, with everything that goes with it, so all the best for your, maybe still hanging on, so that's good. Good. Okay. All right. It's enjoyable to be able to recognize people. That's what makes our town what it is, really. We've got such dedicated folks, not only in our employ, but volunteer their time. We're
Very
blessed
fortunate,
in that.
very blessed.
We are blessed in that.
Wish him luck in his
Okay,
retirement.
gentlemen, at this time, motion to open to the public for
So
any items
moved.
not appearing on the
Second.
agenda. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the floor is open. Anyone who would like to address the Township Committee at this time may do so from the podium, giving us your name and address for the record. Seeing none, hearing none. Motion for
Move it
close?
closed.
Second.
All in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Administrator.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. This evening, ladies and gentlemen, our next item on the formal agenda is a public hearing on the person-to-person transfer of plenary retail consumption license number 1412 33-026003, held by Casa Librano Incorporated and trading as Il Giardino Restaurant at 41 Ridgedale Avenue. And the transfer is to H2 Ocean LLC, trading as H2 Ocean, to operate a seafood and steak restaurant at the same location, 41 Ridgedale Avenue in Cedar Knolls. And before I ask for a motion to convene the public hearing, I'll note for the record that we have from the police department a report from Detective Thompson indicating that a background check was conducted on all the partners of H2 Ocean, and Detective Thompson found that there is no reason to deny the application for the transfer of the license. We have the proof of publication that the notice of transfer appeared in full in the December 5th and December 12th issues of the Hanover Eagle. The H2 Ocean LLC has also submitted from the Department of the Treasury a tax clearance certificate indicating that there are no problems with any payment of taxes through the state of New Jersey. And finally, I would like to advise the Township Committee and members of the public to recognize Mr. Michael Fridella, who is one of the partners, and I believe he's here with his wife this evening, and will be glad to answer any questions this evening. So at this time, may we have a motion to convene the public hearing?
moved. Second.
A motion?
Second.
And second, all in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone in chambers wishing to be heard concerning this transfer? Mr. Fridella, did you wish to add anything at this time into the record? Mrs. Fridella?
This
You
I'm
go
very
Yeah,
to
ex-
just come up to the microphone,
I don't know
please.
if I could reach the microphone, so it was a little high. I just want to say thank you. We've been in business, we've had 2 restaurants prior. We grew up in the industry, went to college swearing we'll never get back in the industry, and it's like The Godfather says, it pulls you right back in. We're both college educated, we have a beautiful daughter. I took some time off because I'm an author, and I wanted to dedicate my time to our daughter Melina, who at the time was a baby, and we sold her 2 restaurants. We were very successful, and I am so excited to be in this town. I don't know the town totally, but the few times I've driven through it and gone to the restaurant, I've come to the town here for the liquor license transfer and used the ladies' room. Everybody's just so nice. I know the Lebranos have been here for quite a while, 27 years. We want to be here a long time. We want to do things right for the town. We want to make it a staple in the town. We take it very serious, this profession, very long hours, and it's an honor for me to be in this town. We're from Bergen County, but this is a town that I guess has chosen us. We've been looking for 8 years now, and we're very excited to be in this town and start our new venture. And I'm truly honored and humbled, and I thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Very good.
And-
Well, we welcome you, and we look forward to the opening day for the new business.
Okay.
You're going to trade as H2 Ocean, or you going to have a name for other than that? Or you
It's going to be H2 Ocean. It's
Yeah.
like H2 and then Ocean's
Pretty cute,
seafood.
all right.
And
Bill of fare is going to be what? Seafood, steaks, what?
yeah, seafood steaks.
Okay.
Nothing crazy.
Right.
We're going to change the decor extensively. I know Mr. Lebrano put a lot of money into it, I think in 2006, but we're going to redo it with your architect, Carolyn Young.
Carolyn Young?
And so we chose someone from town.
Okay.
And she
Carolyn's
speaks highly
very
of the
good.
town, and we're so excited to work with her. We actually started with her. She came today to take more pictures, and nothing major to the architect, just inside we're going to...
More decorative.
More decorative.
Well, it's a premier location. It's a nice building. I'm sure whatever modifications you make, you're not going to have to go too far overboard. I mean, there's a
No.
lot invested there, and it's very good. Again, we look forward to you being a part of our community, and we're here to help you along. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
wish you every business success in the future. Very
Thank
good.
you.
so much.
Thank you so much.
We'll put our initials on your license right now.
Before we do, Mayor, we also want to say, Mr. Fridella realizes this, that In the past, Casalabrano, Il Giardino, went to the Board of Adjustment for different requirements on opening the basement to have a
Oh, the banquet
the
banquet
portion of it?
facility.
Yeah.
And Mr. Friedel and I have talked. He realizes that the conditions that were placed on that license through the Board of Adjustment remain in place until such time that it goes back to the Board of Adjustment for any changes. So
It's agreeable? Yeah.
they're aware of it.
Yes.
Yes.
Very good.
Okay.
It's come a long way since the flower shop it was some years ago. I'll tell you
I
that.
know,
Very
I
good.
tracked it through the resolution. It's interesting.
yeah.
Congratulations,
Very
good luck.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Sure.
Thanks so much.
Need a roll call?
Yes, at this time, may we have a motion for approval?
moved.
So moved by Mr.
Second.
Capola, seconded by Mr. Faramasca. On roll call, Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Faramasca.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Yes.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
So approved.
Thank you.
You're done.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Have a great night.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as the mayor signs the resolution formally, we will continue with the approval of Township Committee minutes. We have the regular minutes of February 20th and the bid reception committee minutes of February the 19th.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Faramasca, seconded by Mr. Capola. On roll call, Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Faramasca.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
So approved. Departmental reports. We have the following department reports on file, which are available for public inspection. They include the report of the construction official for all activities, thank you, Mayor, conducted in January 2014. We have Dr. Van Orden, our health officer, has submitted his report on all health department activities that will take place in calendar year 2014. Mr. Esposito, the CMFO, has submitted his report on the summary of budget revenues as of February 21st. And Mr. Foran, as our Superintendent of Public Works, Buildings and Grounds, and Park Maintenance, has submitted his reports of all programs, projects, and activities conducted during January and February 2014. And our Chief of Police, Chief Gallagher, has submitted his report on all activities conducted by the department in January 2014. And Ms. Johnston, Human Resource Specialist, has submitted her reports of all activities conducted during the month of January and February. And also Ms. DeSimone, our Property Maintenance Officer, has submitted two reports as of February 19th and March 11th on all her activities as Property Maintenance Officer. Once again, all those reports are available for public inspection in the Administrator's office. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a series of ordinances for public hearing and final passage this evening. The first is docketed as ordinance number 1-2014, reducing the 2% open space trust fund tax to a half a cent during calendar year 2014. We have the proof of publication that the ordinance and the notice of introduction appeared in full in the February 27th issue of the Daily Record. May we now have a motion to convene the public hearing?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Francioli, seconded by Mr. Faramasca. Mr. Gallagher?
Aye.
Mr. Faramasca?
Aye.
Mr. Capola?
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
Is there anyone in chambers wishing to be heard concerning ordinance number, the first ordinance number, which is 1-2014?
Motion to
Move it be
close?
closed.
Okay, we have motion and second to close. On roll call, Mr. Gallagher?
Aye.
Mr. Faramasca?
Aye.
Mr. Capola?
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli, and I
Yeah,
believe...
Mr. Giorgio, I just want to
Yes.
clarify a point on this.
Sure.
The net effect of this is that we, in regards to the open space trust fund, we're going to continue the same effective rate, tax rate, as we've had now for the 6th straight year. You can see the percentage bounce around, and the reason the percentage has bounced around a bit is a function of we've gone through a revaluation in 2012. But the net effective tax rate is virtually the same now for the 6th year. So I just wanted to clarify that.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have a motion and a second on roll call for adoption. Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Fermaska.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
So adopted.
It should be noted, and Deputy Mayor Faramaska did point out, we're consistent with the rate, the tax rate, but the impact on the municipal taxes remains the same, 0. That's the tax increase that Hanover Township will see this year. So just as a note on that. Okay,
Thank you.
ready for signature?
Yes, sir. Ordinance 2-2014, establishing the inclusion of new resident and non-resident pool membership fees for the 2014 B Meadow pool season already. May we have a motion to convene the public hearing?
So moved.
So moved by
Second.
Mr. Capola, seconded by Mr. Gallagher. On roll call, Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Fermaska.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
Is there anyone in chambers wishing to be heard concerning ordinance 2-14?
Move it be closed.
Seeing none, hearing none, we have a motion by Mr. Capola.
Second.
Second by Mr. Fermaska and Mr. Gallagher. On roll call, Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Fermaska.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
Now, in adoption, be it resolved that ordinance number 2-14, amending and supplementing Section 125, entitled Recreation Department Fees under Chapter 125 of the Code, with the inclusion of new resident and non-resident pool membership fees, be passed on final reading, and that a notice of the passage of the final ordinance be published in the March 20th issue of the Daily Record in accordance with law. May we have a motion on adoption?
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Second. On roll call, Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Fermaska.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
So adopted. And as we continue, ladies and gentlemen, ordinance number 3-2014. This authorizes the purchase and installation of new state-of-the-art software and computer hardware to upgrade and enhance the police department's computer-aided dispatch system and records management system, and appropriating the sum of $73,000 from the Township's 2014 Capital Improvement Fund in all prior years for the financing of the software and hardware. We have the proof of publication that the ordinance and the notice of introduction appeared in full in the February 27th issue of the Daily Record. May we now have a motion for the public hearing?
Motion.
So moved by
Second.
Mr. Gallagher, seconded by Mr. Capola. On roll call for the public hearing, Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Fermaska.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
Is there anyone in chambers wishing to be heard concerning ordinance number 3-2014?
Move be closed.
Okay, we have a motion to close.
Second.
Second by Mr. Gallagher. On roll call, Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Fermaska.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
Now, on adoption, be it resolved that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the Township Committee authorizing the purchase and installation of new state-of-the-art software and computer hardware to upgrade and enhance the police department's computer-aided dispatch system and records management system, and appropriating the sum of $73,000 from the Township's 2014 Capital Improvement Fund in all prior years for the financing of the software and hardware, be passed on final reading, and that a notice of the final passage of the ordinance be published in full in the March 20th issue of the Daily Record. May we have a motion on adoption?
Motion.
So
Second.
moved. Second. On roll call, Committeeman Gallagher.
Aye.
Committeeman Fermaska.
Aye.
Committeeman Capola.
Aye.
And Mayor Francioli.
Aye.
So adopted. Ordinance number 4-2014. This is an ordinance of the Township Committee authorizing a 3% increase in the appropriation limit of the Township's calendar year 2014 current fund budget, and further establishes a cap bank, all in accordance with state statute at NJSA 48:4-45.14. We have the proof of publication that the ordinance and the notice of introduction appeared in full in the February 27th issue of the Daily Record. May we now have a motion to convene the public hearing?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Capola.
Second.
Second by Mr. Faramasco. On roll call, Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Faramasco.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
Is there anyone present wishing to be heard concerning ordinance number 4-2014?
Move and close.
We have a motion to close. We have a second
Second.
by Mr. Faramasco. On roll call, Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Faramasco.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
Now on adoption, be it resolved that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the Township Committee authorizing a 3% increase in the appropriation limit of the Township's calendar year 2014 current fund budget, and further establishing a cap bank, all in accordance with NJSA 40A:4-45.14, be passed on final reading, and that a notice of the final passage of the ordinance be published in the March 20th issue of the Daily Record. May we now have a motion on adoption?
So moved.
So moved by Mr.
Second.
Francioli, seconded by Mr. Capola. On roll call for adoption, Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Faramasco.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
So adopted. Ordinance 5-2014 is an ordinance of the Township Committee authorizing the purchase of one new Erskine two-stage 53-inch snow blower attachment with the Public Works. Doesn't have automatic transmission.
No, it doesn't have
Public
cruise control.
Works.
No cruise control
Buildings
either.
and Grounds and Park Maintenance, further appropriating the sum of $6,500 from the Township's 2014 Capital Improvement Fund and all prior years for the financing of the equipment.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Faramasco, seconded by Mr. Capola. Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Faramasco.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
And before this gets away from me, we'll state for the record that the ordinance and the notice of introduction appeared in full in the February 27th issue of the Daily Record. Is there anyone in chambers wishing to be heard concerning ordinance number 5-2014?
Motion to close.
Okay, motion by Mr. Faramasco,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Capola and Mr. Gallagher. Now, on roll call, Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Faramasco.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
Now, on adoption, be it resolved that an ordinance of the Township Committee of the Township of Hanover authorizing the purchase of one new Erskine two-stage 53-inch snow blower attachment for the Public Works, Buildings and Grounds and Park Maintenance Department, and further appropriating the sum of $6,500 from the Township's 2014 Capital Improvement Fund and all prior years for the financing of the equipment be passed on final reading, and that a notice of the final passage of the ordinance be published in the March 20th issue of the Daily Record in accordance with law. May we have a motion for adoption?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Faramasco, seconded by Mr. Gallagher. On roll call for adoption, Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Faramasco.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
So adopted. And finally, ordinance number 6-2014 is an ordinance authorizing the execution of a lease agreement with the Hanover Township Little League for the operation of the Blackbrook Park concession stand commencing opening day, April 26th through August 31st. We have the proof of publication that the ordinance and the notice of introduction appeared in full in the February 27th issue of the Daily Record. May we now have a motion to convene the public hearing?
Motion.
So moved by Mr. Gallagher,
Second.
second by Mr. Francioli. And roll call, Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Faramasco.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
Is there anyone in chambers wishing to be heard concerning ordinance number 6-2014?
Move and close.
We have a motion by Mr. Capola to close, second by Mr. Faramasco. On roll call, Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Faramasco.
Aye.
Mr. Bruno, Mr. Capola.
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
Now on adoption, be it resolved that an ordinance authorizing the execution of a lease agreement with the Hanover Township Little League for the operation of the Blackbrook Park concession stand commencing opening day, April 26th, through August 31st, be passed on final reading, and that a notice of the final passage of the ordinance be published in the March 20th issue of the Daily Record in accordance with law. May we have a motion on adoption?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Faramaska, seconded by Mr. Gallagher. On roll call for adoption, Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Faramaska.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
So adopted, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as we continue, ladies and gentlemen, we have our consent agenda. I'm sorry. Before we go to the consent agenda, we have ordinances for introduction. We can take ordinance numbers 7 and 8 as part of the consent agenda because they have the same public hearing date, which will be March 27th, 2014 at 8:30 in the evening. Both ordinances 7-2014 and 8-2014 will be published in the Daily Record in accordance with law. Are there any questions before we take those two as a consent agenda?
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion. Once again, public hearing will be March 27th at 8:30 p.m. on ordinances 7 and 8.
Did you describe them to the public, or you just want to describe them by title?
Yes.
Just so everyone knows by
Yeah.
title what these are?
Sure. The first is an amendment to the fees ordinance to increase the alcoholic beverage control license fees by not more than 20% in accordance with regulation for the new license term beginning July 1st, 2014 through June 30th, 2015, and those license fees will remain in effect going forward until they're changed again in the future. The second ordinance, this was at the request of the mayor, be amended, the regulations governing the snow and ice removal to include the superintendent and his designees for the enforcement of those regulations governing snow and ice removal. I don't know if you want to make
Thank you,
a
Joe.
comment
No,
on
that's
that.
fine. By the way, under ordinance 2-2014, which is amending the alcohol beverage license fees, Hanover has not amended its fee in this area for nearly 5 years, I think, something like that.
2008.
But for 2000, this is the first time we've amended that in all that time, so just so the public's aware. Okay, thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Mayor. So A and B can be taken as consent agenda because they have the same public hearing dates, March 27th at 8:30 p.m.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Capola on ordinances 7 and 8. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Faramaska on roll call for introduction. Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Faramaska.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
Now, on ordinances 9 and 10, ladies and gentlemen, because they are land use and development ordinances, both of those ordinances will have a public hearing and consideration of adoption at the April 10th meeting of the governing body, because both ordinances have to be recommended to the planning board or referred to the planning board for referral and recommendation. The first is an ordinance of the Township Committee amending and supplementing Chapter 166 of the Code by amending the provisions concerning development application fees and escrow deposits. Did anyone want to make a comment on that for the purpose that's on the development fees?
John, you're...
Yeah, the issue here is that we're just keeping track with, changes in terms of our cost to provide this. So we're just trying to maintain a break-even perspective on it.
Good. And ordinance number 10-2014 is also a land use ordinance And this is legislation amending and supplementing the provisions concerning site plan exemption for minor conforming developments, and I believe this was a recommendation of planning board.
Yes.
Yeah, this streamlines the minor subdivision application process and removes a lot of the administrative aspects that would have been tied to a minor subdivision that also required a preliminary and final approval. This only requires a preliminary approval.
Okay, once again, both these ordinances can be taken as a consent agenda with the same public hearing date on April the 10th at 8:30 p.m. And at that time, any person wishing to be heard will be given the opportunity to be heard.
Second.
And we have a motion by Mr. Capola, seconded by Mr. Faramasca. On roll call, Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Faramasca.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have one additional ordinance which does not appear on the agenda, which is a late addition. And the ordinance is an ordinance of the Township Committee authorizing the settlement of the matter known as Township of Hanover versus 57 Whippany Road Associates et al. Under Superior Court docket number MRSL 322312 with respect to the property known as Block 5801, Lot 2, on the official tax map of the Township of Hanover. And this ordinance will be further considered for public hearing and final passage at the Township Committee meeting on March 27th. The ordinance and the notice of introduction will appear in full in the Daily Record in accordance with law. Once again, this public hearing will be March 27th at 8:30 p.m. And at that time, any person wishing to be heard concerning the ordinance will be given the opportunity to speak.
Motion for
We
introduction.
have a motion by Mr. Faramasca.
Second.
Second by Mr. Gallagher. On roll call, Committeeman Gallagher.
Aye.
Committeeman Faramasca.
Aye.
Committeeman Capola.
Aye.
And Mayor Francioli.
Aye.
So introduced. And ladies and gentlemen, as we continue with the agenda, we have the resolutions as a consent agenda. Are there any questions from the Township Committee concerning any of the resolutions listed on the consent agenda? There are no additional resolutions at this time.
Motion to approve as a consent agenda.
Second.
Second.
We have a motion by Committeeman Faramasca, seconded by Committeeman Capola and Mayor Francioli. On roll call for the approval of the consent agenda resolutions, Committeeman Gallagher,
Aye.
Committeeman Faramasca,
Aye.
Committeeman Capola,
Aye.
and Mayor Francioli.
Aye.
So approved. Ladies and gentlemen, we now go to the last page. We have, again, as part of the consent agenda, which our Township Attorney, Mr. Samra, said we can do, our raffle applications, 2736 Elizabeth St. I'm sorry,
Elizabeth
St.
Ann Seton.
Elizabeth Ann Seton Council, 6904 Tricky Tray. Raffle application 2737 Notre Dame and Mount Carmel Church, Tricky Tray. Raffle application 2738 Notre Dame and Mount Carmel, 50/50 on premise. Raffle application 2739 Olivia Mercy Church calendar raffle. Any questions on any of the raffle applications?
Motion approved.
I
Second.
recuse myself.
Okay. Mr. Capola will recuse and abstain from voting on raffle application 2736, and will so note that for the record. May we have a motion for approval? So moved by Mr.
Second.
Francioli, second by Mr. Gallagher, was it? Yes? Or Mr. Faramasca, I'm sorry.
Mr. Faramasca.
On roll call, Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Faramasca.
Aye.
Aye,
Mr. Capola,
with the
except,
exception.
with the exception of 2736, and Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
So approved. And, Mr. Chairman, members of the Township Committee, we need to pay our bills, $5,186,101.37.
Motion to pay those bills.
Thank you, Mr. Faramasca. Seconded by Mr. Gallagher. On roll call, Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Faramasca.
Aye.
Mr. Capola.
Aye.
And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, thank you, members of the committee.
Wow.
And
job.
a very
Good
parched
job.
administrator, just thank you.
Good job, Mr. Giorgio.
Thank you, Committeeman from Moscow.
It's quite a lengthy agenda of ordinances that we have before us here, Joe, but you got through it. That's fine.
Thank you.
Very good. Any other business from the Township Committee at this time?
I have two things, Mayor.
Okay, Committeeman Gallagher.
First of all, I'd like to announce that the Hanover Township Substance Awareness Council with the Hanover Township Recreation Department would like to invite all our 4th and 5th graders to a high-energy evening of roller skating at the Florham Park Roller Rink. It'll be Friday, March 28th from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. If you sign up in advance, you will be paying $7.25 for entry and skate rental. It's a $3.75 savings. Florham Park Roller Rink is one of our latest partners to join with us in Hanover Township for our Hanover Youth Night program, and we're very excited to be going down there and skating, and we'll have more announcements as we move forward with them and other companies. The second thing I'd like to report on is our new subcommittee, and it's been moving forward nicely. We've adopted a name for this committee, and I think it says it all: the School and Park Traffic Safety Advisory Committee. We put together a mission statement. We also put together a very good description of our group, some of our immediate and some of our longer-term goals, which involve major public participation. The common denominator of all our materials always comes back to education, engineering, enforcement, and evaluation. We put together a notice stating our safety concerns at and around our schools and fields with some general suggestions. Football, baseball, and soccer have already agreed to include our message in their material, including an email, their conduct forms, and their websites. The more research we do, the more time we spend together, the more I appreciate the members of this subcommittee, especially the great work from our police department. These guys are top shelf and have clearly kept their eye on the prize, which is our children. We've learned quite a bit about some areas in our town that require attention, and we've already been discussing several options. Before I pass it to Committeeman Coppola to report on the minutes, I would like to announce that we have scheduled a public hearing date. It's scheduled for Tuesday night, April 8th, in the Memorial Junior School Library. I'd like to thank Superintendent Scott Pepper for his strong support and partnership in this initiative. I'm sure George will touch on the very comprehensive survey that Scott Pepper will be putting out to all our K-8 families. It's a survey questioning every aspect of transporting children to and from their schools and fields. This particular survey was put together by Andrew from TransOption and Hanover Township Police Sergeant Michael Locke. This type of survey has been very successful in many towns, and everyone that has seen it agrees it'll be a great tool for us in Hanover Township. An invitation has already been sent to our PTAs, and we will also send a notice to all organized sports and our local paper. So once again, I'd like to say the overwhelming support shows us all that we are doing our job representing the residents' wishes, listening to their concerns, and taking action. A nice axiom that I've heard Mayor Francioli say more than once is, "We hear you." Well, we hear you. And I assure you, we have very good, knowledgeable people working extremely hard together to help make our town an even safer place. Thank you very much. And Committeeman Coppola, I'm sure you have something to add to this.
Yeah, I definitely do. First of all, I'd like to recognize the members of this committee. Of course, they come from the different aspects within the township. Brian Cahill, who's a member of the Hanover Township Board of Ed, former president, Chief Steve Gallagher. We also have Sergeant Locke, former Deputy Chief Steve Bokar, Jim Herbert from the Hanover Park Regional School, and Committeeman Gallagher. We just have a fine mixture. We kept this committee down to a point where it'd be manageable, wouldn't get out of control. We've had some excellent meetings. I do have, I could go through this whole thing, but it wouldn't, not really the place for it. But we have minutes here from our meeting. Anybody that wants minutes, just let us know. If you let me know, or let Committeeman Gallagher know, I'd be more than happy to give it to you. The survey that they're preparing, which, by the way, this let's see the name of this company, what is it?
TransOptions?
TransOption.
TransOption.
No cost to us. They're doing all the work, and it's not costing the town anything. That's fantastic. The survey is really, really very comprehensive, has so many good points with where kids are picked up, when they're picked up, whether they're walking to school, just every different aspect of it. As a matter of fact, I have the results of Chatham, which has adopted this policy, and it works very well in the Chatham School District. So I look forward to our continuing with the committee, with the different, our next meeting being April 2nd, April 3rd, and, you know, I really look forward to it, because April 2nd, okay, because a lot is getting done, and that's what's important. But again, if anybody would like to have minutes, please, let me know, okay? It's rather comprehensive, and it'll give me, you know, the option to see exactly what we're doing and what's going on. It's open to the public, you know, we don't want to keep anything, but to keep the public advised, which you'll probably see mostly all of this when we have our presentation in April. I would also like to note that on April 26th is Little League opening day. I'm sure Mr. Bruno would have announced that if he were here, over at Memorial Junior School. And if you want to come and watch 900 to 1,000 hot dogs disappear, and in about 10 minutes, stop down. On the 27th, the Boy Scouts Troop 155, 3 of our young men will be receiving their Eagle Scout Award over at the American Legion Post. I think that's fantastic. The VFW is also coming up soon with their Poppy Drive. They asked me to chair it, of which I will. And we also have the Memorial Day services, breakfast beginning here at the Recreation Center at 7 o'clock to 8:15, 8:30. The services will be here at Town Hall. And then there will be buses available for the parade that starts at 9:30, which would bring people back and forth. Parking will be available at VFW, Pine Plaza, and Whippany Park High School. So we're going to have a rather busy next couple of months. It's all available to the township. Thank you.
Thanks, George, very good. I want to punctuate the fact, and I want to applaud the work that both Committeeman Gallagher and Committeeman Capola are involved with this Safe School Zones program. The right people, the right players are in place. The mission is clear, and it's in collaboration with our schools, our school board members, etc., members of the residential community of those affected areas. I think that's important. It's also important to note that this committee is doing the study work, grassroots study work, that includes not only interested parents who have children in the school zones, etc., but to get perspectives and points of views for all neighbors in the zones who may have contrary points of view as to what's being done. So it's a fair and equitable mix of people that are doing this. And again, gentlemen, I applaud the work. Keep it up. And you're involving yourself with Trans Options. As George said, this is a organization whose services are free to the township. That involves examinations and studies and recommendations of everything from traffic flows to managing the safety of the children in those zones. So you guys are marching in the right direction.
I really want to thank Sergeant Locke, rather, for locating this company and bringing it to our attention. They made a real nice presentation at our last meeting, and I also would be remiss if I were not to acknowledge Lieutenant Pesich, who's also offered to help and has come to our meetings and more than willing to help us out throughout this process, because we do need the law enforcement piece of it. Very important.
Absolutely.
Mayor, one
John?
more comment if I could.
For sure.
I agree, and we have a great team, and I appreciate working with these guys, but I also want to say, and I've said it before, I appreciate your support and the committee support.
Yes.
Because we're all working very hard. I've talked to every committeeman over and over on the phone. We're all singing the same song. We're all shooting at the same target. I appreciate your support in the committee, and I think it's a good group, and we have our goal in mind, and we're working with very good people towards it. So thank you, Mayor.
But thank you. Thanks. Appreciate that. John, you have any comment?
Yeah, from a planning standpoint, we're working to streamline the planning process wherever we can. You saw it tonight where we introduced an ordinance that amended the site plan exemption process for minor conforming developments. So if you had an office building that was going to put in a 4,000 square foot addition to that use, they would not be coming in here for a complete review. In addition to that, that whole move to increase efficiency and effectiveness, we're going to increase the size of outdoor storage tanks. Why is that important? Well, that's important for the reason in terms of backup generation to support continuous services. We have some very important services within our community, one of which is one of the leading healthcare companies, Novartis. They perform a life-saving act, and that life-saving act is to help eliminate prostate cancer. And part of that process, they need to be able to run continuously. In the event that they were out due to a fuel shortage, that whole treatment process would be interrupted. So Novartis came in, presented it to the planning board. The planning board went through the safety review process, and we've approved it. What we're going to do moving forward is we're going to revise the ordinance to expand the storage to a limit that we feel safe, that working with the fire companies closely to evaluate it, so that would not have to go through this formal planning process. The third point planning is working on in conjunction with the Township Committee is trying to address sign litter in our town. We're not trying to infringe upon freedom of speech. We're not trying to infringe upon the right of realtors to operate within township, but we do have an issue, and the issue is the sign blight which we have in town. Numerous people come in, place signs throughout our township in the thoroughfares, and the signs stay there till they fall down or they're removed. So we need to make some corrective courses in action. So there'll be a move over the next couple of meetings, and you'll see us be working on a renewed, rationalized sign ordinance. Mr. Mayor, that
John, thank
concludes
you.
my
Thank you.
commentary.
Just again to punctuate something that John said regarding to us allowing more expanded gallonages and addressing these, the use of these tanks for fuel generators. Superstorm Sandy taught all of our municipalities a lot of things. Our municipalities, our first aid squads, our fire departments, etc., took a lot from that storm, and more and more of our major corporations here in Hanover Township, including General Electric, etc., and you mentioned Novartis for purposes of treatment, have come in and asked for larger units of gallonage storages to run generators. So it's only appropriate that we modify the ordinance to accommodate it. So that's what that's all about. I did want to remind everybody that April the 3rd at 8 o'clock here in this general meeting room here at Town Hall, the Township Committee will present the 2014 Hanover Township, State of Hanover Township Address. We have not done this for quite some time. This will, I think some 4 years has elapsed since we have formally done it. We will address all aspects of your township government. Finance, planning, recreation, infrastructure, public works, etc. We will address what economic development is doing in our town, and we will forecast to you the direction of our town. We'll also elaborate on your budget, and we'll give you precise ideas of where your tax dollars are going in this municipality. Again, that's April the 3rd, 8 o'clock. It's a Thursday evening. Please join us. It's very important that you're here. There will be a question and answer period after the presentation, where you can address any one of our members of our Township Committee and their appropriate departments on any questions that you might have about the address or your township. Having said that, I want to wish everyone on behalf of this Township Committee, a safe, sober St. Patty's Day. I wish you the best. I know that our Knights have a big function coming up Saturday evening,
Yes.
right? Where's that going to be?
8 o'clock over at the American Legion.
That's going to be a fantastic. It's always a fantastic party. I wish I could be joining you this year. We're going to be joining the wedding of my grandnephew, and, but we'll think about you. So everyone have a wonderful weekend with St. Patty's Day, and certainly try and take in the big parade on Saturday at Morristown's Green. So thank you. At this point, motion once again open to the public for any
So
item not
moved.
appearing. Motion open, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the floor again is open. Anyone who would like to address the Township Committee may do so from the podium, giving us your name and address for the record. Seeing none, hearing none. Chief, you want to say something? I'm good. All right, he's good, okay.
Second.
Second motion to close.
So moved.
All right, motion for adjourn.
So moved.
Moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Adjourn.
Okay. Mr. Giorgio, that was impressive. Very good. That was
Yeah, that was very
impressive.
good.
The sheer amount of ordinances tonight.
That was not a small agenda.
Joe, I never drink water, I thought we read all that stuff.
Irish coffee.